We know that team's down there, right? I also know there's like 5 or 6 guys in this lobby, desperate for just a hint of love.
Give 'em the love tonight. Give 'em the love tonight.
That song earlier, did you make that up? I don't think I've ever heard it.
Yeah, I just made it up.
It's great.
What was it again?
Something about tonight, but it felt like,
Well, I can't remember the tone. Maybe you can remind me.
na, 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 na. Kind of like that.
Give 'em the love tonight. Give 'em the love tonight. Give 'em the love tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this presentation of the Overwatch All-Star Brawl 5, presented by Star Esports. Tonight, we are going to be diving into an excellent matchup between Citizens, our runner-up from the last All-Star Brawl, taking on a new face to the tournament, the Electric Warriors. My name is Shy Guy, and I am joined tonight by Got Moxie as we dive into this incredible series that we're about to see. Moxie, how are you doing tonight?
So I'm doing really good. I'm doing even better, actually, because I got to have a little bit of a sneak preview. I've been going through some statistics. Shy Guy statistics, I love them. They make my soul just sing with appreciation. And both of these teams should really be quite a promising matchup today, because both of them in Open Division currently are standing at a win-loss record of 6-2.
Very interesting. Sounds like we'll probably have two evenly matched teams. Of course, anyone who has been around the All-Star Brawl, they recognize Citizens. This is a team that has been in this tournament for a very, very long time. Now the last All-Star Brawl, they came in, they got that runner-up finish, and despite having a pretty new roster, or at least a lot of new faces on the Citizens roster, but Electric Warriors a new team for us, at least here tonight. So I'm excited to get a chance to see them go head to head. What do you think we can expect to see out of these two teams in terms of kind of the compositions or the heroes that we can see tonight?
So the compositions that we're going to be seeing, it's all entirely, to be honest, up in the air. Teams don't really know what's going on just as much as the casters at the moment. We make guessing assumptions now, because Blizzard, it seems every time we do a game a different day, some new patches come out and suddenly all of the heroes that were in, they've done the hokey pokey and they're all the way out. We've had Lucio coming in, we've had him get swapped out for Brigitte, we've had both of them paired up with Zenyatta, which, if you ask me, wouldn't normally work because 2 off support should not be enough sustainability, but the compositions that they're being run in with that Reinhardt, with that D.Va, it turns into a really big death ball. And once that death ball starts gaining ground, it gains so much, you can just wash over the enemy team with unparalleled aggression. So I think the one constant we're going to be seeing tonight has to be the D.Va. If you want to pick any hero at the moment who you should one trick and try to climb on ladder, no one knew it would be coming, no one could have foreseen this. D.Va is back, and D.Va is so viable.
Yeah, and we already know from the last All-Star Brawl that Citizens, they definitely are going to be running a lot of that D.Va. They played in that grand final just a week ago at this point, not even 6 days at this point, but we saw Leo Cakes coming out on that D.Va a whole lot, and we know that she is excellent on that hero. They love to pair her up with Korean Snack on the Reinhardt and take that aggression and ramp it all the way up to 11.
Yeah, my eye is going to be on both of these D.Vas. Leo Cakes and whoever from Electric Warriors is picking up that one tank, because D.Va, no one really could have seen it coming, because normally your composition, the anchor to your team, is the main tank. If the main tank crumbles, the rest of the team crumbles with it. At the moment, the anchor is the D.Va. The anchor is suddenly the off tank, because the D.Va, the boosters, the now one, 3-second cooldown? She's a Tracer. She has
unreal.
More HP, she has the bomb as an ult, she's a Tracer at the moment. And so many duties fall to this off tank. You have to peel for your supports, you have to eat the ultimates of the enemy team, you have to zone them out with your ultimate of your own. And if the D.Va goes down, if you lose your mech, your team is at such a huge disadvantage, the other team will constantly press that one. As soon as they see the D.Va get demaxed, ultimates will be coming out, specifically that Blizzard. May have been hit with a little bit of a change, but still very much viable.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think May is going to continue to have a place until she probably receives some nerfs, hopefully in the future. I've got my fingers crossed. I think there needs to be a little bit more tuning in that department to bring her back in line. But, right now, I think we are in a meta that feels very, very wide open in terms of those DPS picks. You see teams really being able to play to their strengths. If they want to go kind of pokier and play snipers, they can do that. If they want to get right up in your face, that May Reaper is always available. And then you never know what kind of wild cards you can get. It's going to be fascinating to see how this plays out across this tournament, and especially as we get into the match here tonight.
I can vote off first. Normally, I expect to see the May coming out because that choke can be so strong. Cookie cutter, perfectly sized for May walls, and if you can hold that choke, you can sometimes just hold the team. You can't even let them get onto that point, just cutting off the main tank or the off tank away from the supports, away from the DPS, and preying on them like vultures. But another thing that we tend to see coming out on Icon Vault is that Pharmacy. Pharmacy is so strong on this point because there's so much ground to just hide around. This massive tower that spirals up from the point, if you want to talk about map architecture that's going in favor of the DPS, well, look no further. It's perfect for Pharahs to just hide around to obscure themselves from sight and just rain damage in from afar.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, with the possibility of Pharahs coming into play, that also kind of puts in the back of your mind as a DPS player. Do I need a counter to that? Do I need to break out a hit scan? And indeed, it looks like that might just be what we're seeing from Citizens rolling out on the defense with Zeus picking up the Cowboy.
Yeah, and on the other side, Electric Warriors, they seem to have read a Pharmacy in their future as well, because Vexy is on that mirror McCree. The advantage to the attackers, though, they have that chance to swap up that composition if they so choose.
Not going to happen for this first push, as they just kind of posture around that central tower for now, trying to find their avenue of approach. Everyone's sticking very tightly together right now on both sides. No one really wanting to venture off on their own on any kind of a flank, just willing to poke around a little bit, feel each other out for the time being.
But both Lucios are going to be in possession of that speed boost, and so when these teams want to go in, they'll be coming in for each other's faces, for each other's throats.
That wall from Daddy going to give them a way onto the point, at least just buys them a little bit of space. But now the teams are going at it. The Rita's in the mix, but the first kill gonna go over to Leo Cakes, taking down Blastoise. So now without that shield in the front line, Citizens just gonna try and surge forward. They get the D-Mech onto Traders, and that's gonna be it for fight number one.
So Citizens' approach, that was absolutely beautiful. You saw that half of the team went after Traders, make sure that the D.Va gets D-Mech. The other half of the team are making sure that Electric Warriors can't help their off-tank out, so the D-Mech does come through. Beautiful team play from Citizens. They read the situation perfectly. Both McCrees are in possession of the Deadeye. Both the D.Vas will have their mechs. So this could very well just be a zoning ultimate, but I'm really looking at Daddy coming up to that Blizzard.
He's quite a bit ahead of Boat in that regard right now, so that could be a massive opening here for the attackers here as they rotate up to the high ground. They're going to try and take an alternate angle, a different avenue of approach, unleashing that Deadeye from the top, but Zeus shuts it down. The headshot from afar is beautiful. And without that McCree, this high ground control doesn't mean nearly as much. They still have the Blizzard almost ready to go, but they've lost their main tank. There's no way for them to keep this fight going, and Citizens once again come through on the defense.
They could just drag this one out if they so choose. They aren't going to actually stagger out the Lucio. It's normally the baby D.Va who's the one left behind when the enemy team goes down. But this is just time burning away for these guys. And yes, both of these Mays will now be in control of these Blizzards. So really, Shy Guy, this is the fight that matters. Whoever gets that fridge freeze and finds the most value of it, they're the ones who are going to be coming out on top of this engagement. Electric Warriors have the full potential to pick up the entirety of this point if they play it correctly.
Both Brigida's gonna unleash the rally to kick things off. There is the Blizzards out on both sides. It looks like Boat coming out ahead in that regard. He's got the self-destruct from Leo Cakes to follow up on it. Gets 2 kills with that one and the D-Mech. And now it's just the chase down for Citizens once again. The freeze there onto Vexy going to ensure those kills come through.
And Electric Warriors, you can really tell from the ultimates that they put in, that was the push that mattered to this team. They used the Blizzard, they used the Sandbar, they used so much. And Citizens, yes, they used a lot, but they're currently in control of that point. 47 seconds left on the timer, and all Electric Warriors are gonna have to work with are a bomb and a shadow. You have to put them in at the same time. If Smack has that chance to just put the shield up one by one, then you're not going to find any value. You need to put them in and make this Reinhardt choose who to shield.
Yes, absolutely. Korean Snag got a lot on his shoulders going into this fight, needing to block that self-destruct to keep citizens in it. That wall not going to really set anything up. The bomb in the back not going to find anything. The shatter is not really there. It will eventually knock down both supports, but no kills just yet. Mercio will go down. Vexy on the flank is finding some value. They eventually deal with him, but it might not be in time. The rest of the Electric Warriors just surging over this point. They've got the Blizzard from Boat trying to bring this back. That shatter from Korean Stacks might just do it, but this is just, it's totally up in the air right now.
It's a slugfest. They're just putting in abilities as they come online, but it looks like it's swinging in the favor of Citizens.
Yeah, it definitely will. That sound bearer from Kevin Jector is not going to be enough to keep the Electric Warriors in this fight. The wall keeps Vexy from getting to the point, and they clean up this defense, pulling off the full hold.
So Citizens have team play down. We've seen these guys. They are, if anything comes close to it, a 10-year team for Star Esports. We've seen them so much. We've seen them in so many old matches, and I can say now, I strongly recommend for all the viewers at home, look at Star Esports YouTube channel. You can see these guys in action. They are a wonderful team to watch, and we're seeing it today, Shy Guy. The team cohesion, they work together, they put ultimates in as a group, whether it's Korean Snacks getting the shatter in, managing to get Blastoise out of the way because he's trying to deal with Leo Cakes' bomb, whether it's just the team managing to get through those team fights, managing to get through Blizzards with sound barriers. Electric Warriors, they're a little bit lacking in that aspect at the moment, but that's expected. These guys, they formed in the winter of 2019, so they have all the time in the world to build up on their communications and their aspects. And this is the first map. That was the first round of the first map. Some teams, they take a little bit of time to warm up. There are a couple of chinks in the armor, but you can absolutely just pour some molten gold in between that suit and make sure that you get them fixed straight back up in time to get the series really going.
Yeah, they'll now have a tall task ahead of them if they want to get off on the right foot here on Eichenwald. At least the best they can do at this point would be a tie with a full hold of their own. Citizens, of course, wanting to avoid that, and neither team making changes when it comes to those compositions rolling into round two. Citizens, they don't feel they need to alter their approach at all after the success on the first go round.
Well, they've got 3 minutes, 50 seconds to pick up one tick. They can just build up ultimates and come in with all of them.
Absolutely, but they're going to try and do it in this first fight here. Both teams just kind of posturing around the payload right now, using that for cover. No one wanting to go in too deep right now. They know the Mays are there waiting to punish with the freezes, so no one's stepping out of line just yet, but Citizens slowly taking control. They deal with Blastoise again. Chosen will fall as well, and despite the double freeze out from Daddy, it's going to be hard for the Electric Warriors to do anything with this fight there. They're at a disadvantage severely. They're getting picked off one by one, and that's going to be all she wrote for Eichenwald.
I mean, the fights, they're a little bit like a school dance at the moment, aren't they? You've got the boys on one side, the girls on the other. No one wants to meet in the middle because you don't want to dance at school. It's not cool. But honestly, Electric Warriors, they make one fatal misstep coming into that defense, and that's they don't hold at the choke. It is one of Jeff Kaplan Given's best defensive positions. You have so much opportunity to hold teams, to push them back at that one place. But Electric Warriors, they hold on point, and that ensures that they only have one team fight to lose. And Citizens, they get to walk past that bridge, toll completely unpaid.
Most definitely, and they come away with ultimately a pretty easy win here on Eichenwald, and let's be honest, this is not entirely unexpected. We know that Citizens is a top tier team when we're talking about tier 3. This team has been around the block. All of these players are really veterans, even if this particular lineup hasn't been together all that long. Every one of these players has been on previous teams in the past. They have all had success at this level, and of course we know from the last All-Star Brawl that Citizens is going to be coming in here looking for redemption, looking to get a win this time around. They got stopped right at the finish line, so you know that they are motivated to come in here and really show what they've got. So I'm really impressed with how they've come out. The changes they've made from the last time we see them in terms of their compositions, bring that Brigitte into play a lot more. And I gotta say, Squid was really impressing me on that hero so far.
You gonna put a name in the hat already for the MVP poll?
I don't know. I mean, it's not up to me. It's not up to me. It's up to the viewers at home. And while we're at it, just so everyone knows, scroll down below the Twitch stream right now. You can see the MVP poll down there. You can vote on who you think has been the best player in this series so far. I mean, there's plenty of time remaining. There's a lot of time for the Warriors to kind of bring this one back and really show us what they've got. I think they came out and perhaps a little bit nervous in that first map, so we'll give them time to settle in and see how they respond. But so far, Citizens off to a great start, and of course, we'll have an opportunity to interview the viewers MVP at the end of this series.
Yeah, but Electric Warriors, they came into this, they gave us a little bit of information about the team. We know that they're a relatively new team. We also know that they've got 9 names to their roster. You only need 6 players on the team at the same time, Shy Guys. So what they boast is flexibility, and we are seeing subs coming on in, and that sets the cogs in my head a-whirling. Because I think these guys, they've got a plan. They've got something sneaky around the corner, and they might require a little bit of a specialist to enact it.
Yeah, we do have D-Block and Kakos coming in for the Electric Warriors. Traders and Daddy are going to be out this time around. But now as we get into the map selection process, the ban coming through from Citizens, they want to take us away from Hanamura, don't want to deal with that assault map. So now it's up to the Electric Warriors to decide where we'll be deciding map 2.
I mean, you can't blame any team for taking Hanamura off the slate. It's one of those ones where you do run that risk of being full hold, because you want to talk about chokes. We talked a little bit about that one in Eichenwald. Well, I hate to tell anyone who wants to get their foot into Overwatch, Hanamura, it's got a little bit of a trickiness in chokes to itself as well. Those doors, Shy Guy. Oh, I've still got PTSD from all of the times that A, I've either been full held and not been able to walk past them, or B, a team's just Symmetra teleported from choke to point and my team hasn't realized and we lost the match because we see.
Okay, well, it's not going to be Hanamura, but it is going to be a different assault map. Volskaya, the pick coming down from the Electric Warriors. That's kind of a rare occurrence, I would say, in this tournament. Teams typically avoid those assault maps for all they're worth, but Electric Warriors, they feel comfortable with it. That's where they want to take us, and I'm excited to see it. I haven't seen Volskaya played in quite a while, it feels like.
Yeah, it does feel like it's been an age since we've jetted off to Russia, but it will be Volskaya. And Volskaya, it's a mixed bag. You can play so many things on this map, and quite a lot like some other Overwatch maps, what you run on point A, you don't necessarily bring into point B. We didn't get to see the pharmacy on Eichenwald. Still got my fingers crossed that we might get to see a little bit of it coming out for Volskaya, because there is no ceiling, there is open sky, and there are plenty of high-rise buildings for pharmacies to hide behind, but I would much more expect to see it on the attacking side rather than defending. And since attacking sides like to bait out casters by picking players and then immediately swapping off them after we've talked for 20 seconds about them, I'm not going to make any comment until these ones are properly locked in.
Yes, and of course, Electric Warriors going to be on the attack first, so Citizens about to roll out with their picks on the defense. I don't expect a whole lot of changes from Citizens. I kind of fully expect them to run exactly what they did on Eichenwald. It worked pretty much to perfection. I mean, you can't really do any better than the full hold and then the first team fight win on the attack. So, I don't think they have any reason to swap it up. But, with those substitutions coming through from Electric Warriors, they have the opportunity now to kind of shift the way that this series is going to be played.
Yeah, we were promised flexibility, and I want to see them come good on their promises, because in the mirror matchup, they were just a little bit behind, and Citizens are a team who will take those little bits behind and turn them into a mile, and then turn them into a map win.
Well, at least for the time being, it's not going to be any changes for the Electric Warriors either. Just some new faces picking up individual heroes. Kakos on the Mei, D-Block picking up the all-important D.Va. That wall is going to allow them pretty free entry through the choke point for the time being, but now they're about to come out of this doorway, and Boat is waiting with the wall.
Oh, this is the true gauntlet, but the counter wall comes in first. Kaklos Mike's sure to deny that one.
Yeah, Boat just kind of denies them the rotation they wanted to make to the high ground, so now the fight gonna happen on point, and Blastoise once again isolated from the rest of his team. The wall cuts him off beautifully. Zeus there to pick up the kill, and now Electric Warriors on the back foot.
They're in a little bit of a pickle at the moment, Shaga. They need to disengage cleanly, but instead they're just running further and further into the struggle. And now the baby D.Va. Oh, look away, people. Look away. They're not gonna let her out of this one.
No, definitely not. Not even gonna let her jump off into the icy waters of Volskaya. But there after the first pick comes out, Citizens they pretty much kind of plant themselves between the choke and the attackers. Say you're not gonna be able to get out of this one, and clean up everything from there.
Especially if you look at ultimate. Citizens are the only ones at the moment with an ultimate, and so they already have a huge advantage. But again, this counter will comes in. Kaklos making sure the damage doesn't get to Electric Warriors as they try to put in this approach.
And Electric Warriors are still a little tentative right now. Don't seem to know exactly how they want to find a route into this fight. Kind of playing very passively right now, and Citizens just letting them sit back and waste their time for the time being. They're just waiting for them to come around this corner. The wall from Boat again kind of creates some space for Citizens to go in the bomb, not finding anything on either side, but that shatter is beautiful from Korean Snacks. He has to turn around to block the self-destruct, but still the kills seem to be there for Citizens. That pin though might turn things around. Blastoise unleashes his own Earth Shatter, and indeed Electric Warriors finally finding some footing in this match.
Surging ahead, and they have this opportunity to get a snowball onto B as well, because Kaklos didn't actually need to put in the Blizzard. Boat did, which means that Electric Warriors, they're the ones with the only ultimate on the board currently, and it's such a huge, impactful one, Shy Guy. If any of Citizens get caught up in this, they don't have the Sound Barrier, they don't have a Transcendence, they don't even have a Moira Coalescence to try to survive when that 4 eventually comes on down.
Leo Cakes needs to be really disciplined with this defense matrix now. That's the one tool that they've got that can really deal with the Blizzard, and indeed she eats it right up. Boat will still go down in that trade, so an advantage for Electric Warriors, but they don't have that ultimate to brawl on the point. They're still finding purchase, they're still finding the kills. Korean Snacks falls, and now it's just gonna be the stall coming out from Citizens. They've got that rally, but how long can they really last?
Well, Zeus does have the Deadeye, but Vexy's gonna use it first, and it finds the value.
Oh, Zeus is on the high ground. He goes for it, but he gets shut down completely. He was all alone up there. It was a desperation play, and it's not going to work out. Electric Warriors answer back, and they finish Volskaya clean.
Okay, so yes, Citizens managed to give up that point pretty quickly. You talked a little bit about MVP possibly going to Squid. I'm gonna put another name on the table, and it's Leo Cakes. I'm sorry. This girl, she is playing D.Va so well today. I saw that eat. I was looking at the D.Va, I was looking at the Mei, and Leo Cakes does the biggest bait I have ever seen in my Overwatch casting career. He gets hounded by Kaklos, knows that the Blizzard is there, gonna be present, boosts away, turns around, 180 eats the Blizzard because Kaklos thinks they're free to put in ult.
To me, it was a little bit reminiscent of there was a play last year in the Overwatch League where Fury baited out a Graviton Surge. I think they were playing the Atlanta Reign at the time, and he like flicked around while the defense matrix is up, and like as it is about to fade away, just to bait out the Grav to flick right back and eat it up. It was very similar in the mentality there. I love the mind games that come out with that ability. Leo Cake's putting on a masterclass right now. Unfortunately, not enough for Citizens to hang on in that instance. They were just overwhelmed after they lost boat early on in that fight. They were at a disadvantage and couldn't quite bring it back, but my God, she is on fire.
We're really getting a show today, Shy Guy. It's amazing to see D.Va back, finding so much value. That defense matrix is one of the most useful tools in the entire game, ultimates included, and that's exactly why both of these teams are going to be running that same off tank, with Electric Warriors holding up again on this high ground, the same way that Citizens tried to take.
Yeah, but Citizens going to take a bit of a different approach, rotating into the high ground of their own. That wall from Kakos not really stopping their progress at all right now. So Citizens just waiting up for the time being before they look to drop down onto the point. They are just kind of posturing for the time being.
Well, no one really wants to commit at the moment. They're waiting for that Maywell cut up, but Zeus is gonna be waiting for life to get dripped back into him. And now Citizens are definitely on the back foot. They're holed up in this room, and McCree is so hard to get back to the team with. He's not mobile enough, and so Citizens are just gonna have to put in this approach.
They're just going to take the fight. They use the wall as a bridge to close the gap, but it's not going to work out so far in the 5v6. They lose Squid early on, and now they're kind of stuck in this fight. They cannot really retreat. They cannot really find any kills for the time being, and the Electric Warriors off to an excellent start.
But this is the key thing here. They got the D-Mech. D-Block is without that D.Va mech and will not be able to have it back in the next fight. And so if Citizens group up, they have this chance to go in when the off-tank won't be available to peel for the support's defense matrix down. That means Korean Snack can put in a fire strike which will actually hit its target and won't be eaten.
Ooh, both walls out. Vexy up on the high ground. Really, I like that play. It buys time there for D-Block to get back into the mech. And with this long rotation from Citizens, they're really not going to be able to punish that mech being down.
Yeah, and there you go. D-Block back into the D.Va mech, and opportunity for Citizens passed up and wasted. Boat, however, has this Blizzard. We've seen Leo Cakes get the eat. Will D-Block be able to do the same?
Yeah, now Zeus gonna unleash the Deadeye from the opposite high ground, just trying to find something, but they hide around that generator. They don't give him the shots, but he does get the D-Mech at the end, so that is massive. But still, Electric Warriors want to go in on this fight right now. They're finding the kills for the time being. Vexy just up on the high ground going crazy, and they are once again able to repel Citizens.
Both put the blast in, but it doesn't show up. And the only thing I think that must have happened was Chosen stunned the Mei out of the ultimate. You don't need a defense matrix if you've got that break CC, and that's why she's still so strong, so prevalent. We got to have a little bit of a talk about this earlier, Shy Guy. You just need CC. You don't need to worry about that shield HP. It's the stun that's the value, but Citizens should have so much value at the moment. So many ultimates in their pocket. They have to be able to get past this choke, though.
Okay, the wall almost buying Electric Warriors a kill there, but Citizens wisely back off, and now they are starting to run out of time on this Volskaya attack. They've only gotten a single tick, held up just shy of that second tick the last time around. It's do or die for them at this point, and now once again the wall kind of cutting them off, buying time for the defense.
Long rotations, they're just wasting time. 36 seconds left on the clock. This is the last fight. Citizens have to come through now.
Okay, there's the bomb up over the top, not gonna find anything, and now the sound barrier is letting the Electric Warriors commit hard. The Shatter knocks down 2. They'll capitalize on that immediately. It's a 6v4 for the defense. Korean Snack not able to find anything with the Desperation Shatter, and this might just be it for Citizens.
Oh, that is Electric Warriors coming alive as the last seconds of Volskaya tick away, sealing Citizens' map loss. The D.Va is trying to boost. We'll be able to get that contest going, but I don't think it will be for long.
No, definitely not. The D-Mech is there immediately. Now Leo Cakes is up on the high ground. A double kill from the Deadeye is buying time. Then back with the Wrecking Ball. With the spawn advantage the attackers have, there is a real shot here for Citizens to keep this one going. They've got the Doomfist, they've got the kills, and they're gonna be able to get point A.
Leo Cakes again bails the team out. This D.Va! Shy Guy, the D.Va bomb comes through. It doesn't catch anyone, but allows Zeus to pick up 2 with the Deadeye. And all off the back of that, my goodness, my heart, it's pounding. Citizens will have a chance at taking point B, but they had to swap Korean Snack onto the Hammond, so that is your ultimate reset. Likewise, Boat is not going to have that Blizzard available. Kakos will have that one up so much quicker, already halfway there. Boat's got to just get that entire climb anew.
Oh no, the wall on the elevator is eventually going to fall, and Vexy again kind of just using his Deadeye to buy time. Citizen's gonna go in for the brawl on this high ground. They get walled off once again and can't really push, but they've forced Electric Warriors off the high ground. Now they've got the Coalescence behind them to push in aggressively, but the Shatter is going to deal with Korean Snacks, and with that, Citizens not really going to be able to continue this push, even with the freeze there onto Blastoise. They eventually get the kill, but now they might be turning this one around.
Oh, the D.Va was frozen up as well, and that is the D-Mech coming in, so if Boat's able to get that Blizzard coming, maybe they'll be able to put this into a snowball of B.
The bomb forces everyone from Electric Warriors off the fight, but D-Block gets the kill on the Leo Cakes before she can remech. That is absolutely massive. 2 members of Citizens now down, and I don't think they're going to be able to turn this fight around.
No, at the moment, well, they're trying, Shy Guy. They really are. They've got the CC onto the Reinhardt. Blastoise is frozen up and getting lower and lower.
Eventually he will fall, and now the Blizzard going to be committed by Kakos to try and secure this fight. When the Deadeye up on the high ground from Vexy, not finding anything just yet, but he will deal with Boat. This fight has just been so chaotic right now. Neither team willing to give it up, and Citizens finally finding the kill. Zeus back in on the Tracer, and they just might be doing it.
Citizens are prying this point from Electric Warriors, cold, dead, clammy, Blizzard frozen up fingers.
Yeah, and the bomb there from D-Block only buying some time for Electric Warriors. They now have Kakos back on the Reaper, trying to find some of those picks that they need to turn the fight back in their favor, but it's just not happening right now. He is all alone on the point. He will be dealt with now. It's just the Wrecking Ball trying to buy some time, but it's not happening right now. Citizens too good in these stall scenarios. They know how to focus targets, and they will be able to take point B.
My goodness, my heart rate. Imagine what both of these teams are feeling right now. I am on the edge of my seat. I'm sure you're in a similar position, and the viewers at home as well. Oh my goodness.
That was one fight on point B. I want to point that out.
One fight. Neither team gave an inch until they just got forcefully evicted from the point. Both teams kind of overcommit, really. If you want to be super realistic and extremely nitpicky, both of those teams should have disengaged at certain points of that fight. Citizens, when they lost Leo Cakes' mech, that's defense matrix gone, that's so much sustainability gone because suddenly your supports become oh so squishy. And Electric Warriors, when they started losing half of their team, it's okay sometimes to give up 1 point, maybe 2, come in with a regroup, 6 people onto the point and just push everyone else off with the full force. But no, it just goes on and on and on, and then both Blizzards come out, and then both sound barriers come out, and then both Deadeyes come out, and the teams, they throw in the kitchen, they throw in the sink, they throw in the boiler, everything until it's Citizens who find the full value.
And now as we roll into extra rounds, Citizens gonna have a minute to work with. You know, Electric Warriors got to be a little bit shaken after they almost get the full hold the first time around, and now having to come out and try to do this again. Citizens once again going for these long rotations. That's going to mean they get one good fight here on point A, and already Korean Snack's walled off from the rest of the team. And but Citizens, they've gotten the position on the point that they want. They are ready to take this fight, and it's all really going to come down to this. The stun on the Korean Snack can't find the kill just yet, but Blastoise very, very low. The shield is broken, and now Electric Warriors having to give a little bit of ground. They have to back off. They have to give up a tick.
Yeah, but Vexy has the Deadeye. It's the first ultimate available. You can put it in if you know the D.Va won't be there with the mech.
Oh, but it doesn't find anything. The wall kind of blocks him out, and now Zeus has one of his own. Gets the D-mech on to D-block, and the kills are coming through for Citizens as they look to extend this fight further, extend this map further. They will be able to take point A.
Oh, it's close. And if you look, they have ultimates in the pocket that they didn't have to use. So now they can take B. We got the longest team fight I've ever seen on point B for Sky the last round. Maybe we're going to be seeing something of a similar sort because Electric Warriors will be able to get that respawn in so much quicker.
And this one gonna have to go quickly. The Sound Barrier now out, giving Citizens the ability to brawl, the ability to go in deep, but they aren't finding the kills just yet. And now Kevin Jatorius answers back with a Blizzard. Leo Cakes, it's another Blizzard. That's the second time this map, but it just might not be enough here as Vexy finishes things off. The double kill on the Deadeye should be enough for the Electric Warriors to hold on.
Oh, the D.Va. Oh, the D.Va plays. And Noriko is actually still alive, is going to be able to get that contest by going just a little bit. Leo Cakes is actually going to slip onto the Hammond, but I don't think even she will be able to break the speed force and get there in time. But oh, Shy Guy, come on. If Leo Cakes wasn't in the discussion for the MVP poll, 2 eats on a D.Va Blizzard, 1 round, she's got to be up there.
Yeah, and she's also got to be a little bit annoyed. That's the second time she's eaten a Blizzard, and the second time her team has gone on to lose the fight immediately afterwards. So she's got to be wondering, what more do I have to do?
So the grim reality for Citizens is that yes, the D.Va managed to eat the Blizzard, absolute clutch play. Electric Warriors had the Sound Barrier after Citizens had put one of their own in. They used theirs to go aggressive. They didn't use it for sustainability. And that means that the Lucio whose Sound Barriers last, well, his team tends to come out on top 7 times out of 10.
Absolutely, and now, Electric Warriors, you've got a sizable time bank here. You've got plenty of time to work with. You can be patient on this attack. You can build up to those ultimates. You don't have to, you're not in the kind of do or die situation that Citizens was in, where they need to go, they need to take fights, they need to win those fights immediately. So you've got a little bit of room to play with, and we'll see what they're able to do with that in their time bank. And Catco's not going to be on the Widowmaker. I thought she might try to take a shot out of spawn, but there was no one to shoot at, so on to the Mei once again.
Yeah, but this is likely just going to be Electric Warriors going for these long rotations again, because like you said, they can have all this time in the wood, but no! This is the first time they just go straight for the point, straight for the throat, straight for the victory!
Yes, but now they're caught up in this big health pack room. They've got a little bit of a refuge to back off, let their shield recharge, and decide when they want to take this fight, but it's going to have to be soon. These teams in very close proximity right now. That wall is not going to really stop any things as Electric Warriors rotate up to the high ground, almost catching off Squid a little bit there, but Vexy on the low ground alone will be dealt with, and Citizens with the 6v5 advantage right now.
And immediately afterwards, all of Citizens just swarm onto the remains of Electric Warriors, and there will just be remains. The baby D.Va is once again not gonna be allowed to just get that death going on the kill feed, finally put out of her misery. And there was a little bit of a miscommunication, surely, because Vexy dropped just a little bit before the rest of their team, and maybe that's the play coming in, that this team are relatively new, that they don't have that communication going as we've seen Citizens have, because it's almost like this light switch flips. Every time Leo Cakes just sees Korean Stack in danger, this D.Va immediately just boosts in to the face of terror and saves her Reinhardt.
Indeed. Now, as Electric Warriors reset. This time they will take a little bit of a longer rotation, going to control the high ground. Citizens has already dropped, so Vexy going to be able to just kind of fire away from the high ground, break those shields. They'll wait out the rally that's just come out from Squid as Citizens now boost back up to the high ground. I like that. It gives them a way to kind of take this fight.
But Zeus is alone on that low ground, and all the team have to just drop down to get away from Vexy's Deadeye, so this is point opportunity for Electric Warriors.
Yes, but the Deadeye fades and Zeus is there with his own. He takes down KGT and the kills now traded back and forth. Boat is out of the fight. He had the Blizzard ready to go, so that is massive here as Electric Warriors take up position on the point. They throw in their own Blizzard. They're going to be able to freeze up Koreans next. Can they close on that kill? Not going to happen. The sound barrier is there, but in the meantime, they've dealt with the Leo Cakes. The Shatter is stopped by the Shield Bash from Chosen. They have been incredible with those timings, shutting down 2 ultimates now with that stun.
Okay, they didn't necessarily need to put the Blizzard in. It means that they won't have it to start initiating this next fight. But Vexy has the Deadeye, but more importantly, KGT has the sound barrier still, and they're gonna need it, because if D-Block isn't able to connect the defense matrix onto Boat's Blizzard, they need that HP. Otherwise, that team, that snowball potential, it's just gone poof.
Absolutely, and nothing coming out of that Deadeye just yet other than positioning for the Electric Cowboys. They're going to commit the sound barrier as they try to go in. The Blizzard's still there for Boat, but he's out of the fight once again. 2 in a row where he's been killed off, and the kills going in the direction of the Electric Cowboys. The swings come through from Blastoise. He's tearing through them. Leo Cake's not going to be able to do anything on her own, and the tick will come through. Electric Warriors come away with the victory on Volskaya.
I mean, these guys, both of these teams, they are playing out of their minds at the moment. The target priority that Electric Warriors had in those last 2 team fights, they know that May is the real win condition for Citizens, and so the entire team, it's almost as if you can see the bloodlust in their eyes, focuses Boat down time and time again, sending that May packing before she can send their team packaged and parceled back to spawn.
Yeah. And what a turnaround there from the Electric Warriors after getting full held on Eichenwald. They come out, they nearly do the same to Citizens on the first attack, and despite that setback of eventually kind of losing in that snowball fight, they come out in the extra rounds. They're cool, calm, and collected. They play it patiently, and they come away with the win.
Both of these teams' mentalities, they're so sound. The moments that people really do find themselves pressured when you're backed into that corner, those very small rooms on Volskaya, they can feel very claustrophobic. But both of these teams, they maintain their composure. They come out when they're ready to, and it's only a very small slip up that sticks in my mind when Vexy dropped down from that high ground a little bit earlier on Electric Warriors push on Volskaya. That's really the only blip on an otherwise clean slate for both of these teams when it comes to positioning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think now we are starting to see Electric Warriors warm up into this series a little bit more. We're starting to see that there's a reason that they sport the same open division record as Citizens. There's a reason they're in this tournament. They are definitely an excellent team in there. They're really showing it so far here tonight, and I'm excited to see where the rest of the series go now that they have their feet under them, now that they've got a little bit of confidence behind them.
Yeah, and if you're excited to catch any of the action over at the other games of Star Esports, because we do have some wonderful matches, Shaga. I know you yourself must have your personal favorites. I look back extremely fondly on all of the 5 map series that I've had the privilege of being a part of. Well, you can find us over at Discord, at YouTube, at Twitter, and at Twitch. So be sure to like, follow, subscribe, and come join us in the Discord.
Yes, absolutely. And, as we head into the remainder of the series, fingers crossed that this might be a 5-mapper as well. It's really interesting now to me to see, especially there on that map too, a couple of more players kind of throwing their hat in the ring for that MVP poll. I mean, we sung the praises of Leo Cakes all map long there. She was phenomenal. But Chosen as well on the other side. I mean, I shouted out Squid for the Brigitte play on the first map, but this time around it was the support for the Electric Warriors that really came through clutch, shut down 2 ultimates of their own during that map, taking out an Earth Shatter and a Blizzard. So showing that more than just Defense Matrix able to deny those crucial abilities.
CC, it is the bane of every Overwatch player's life, myself, and I'm sure yourself included. Why are the shield bashes in the game? I mean, it's not as bad as it was when Break first came out and his shield bash could go for Rhine shielding. That was actually insane.
Those were dark days. As a Reinhardt main, those were not fun times. I mean, every game you would get into shield bash shatter, and there's just nothing you can do about it. Now,
so to delve deeper into that trauma, may I ask, and you don't have to answer, what's worse, getting your shatter blocked by a Winston bubble or getting your shatter blocked by a Break CC stun?
So the Winston bubble is probably more kind of, I would say, more embarrassing a little bit. The Brig one just it really tilts you though. Like that is what really sets you off at that point. The worst for me is when you get your shatter blocked by an enemy Zarya bubbling and then stepping in front of somebody else and blocking the shatter for the people behind her. That always gets me.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my hand up right now. I sometimes go Zarya, and I sometimes ult-track the enemy Reinhardt, and when I know that he's got Shatter online, and I see him coming, waiting for that 6-person slam, yeah, I self-bubble and stuff in front, and I clip it every single time.
Okay, well, we'll talk later. I've got some words for you, but for now, we've got to move on to map number 3, which is going to be Busan. We'll kick it off on Sanctuary, which, we haven't seen a whole lot of variety in the series. Kind of, we talked about how things were up in the air at the beginning. These teams have come out and kind of just mirrored each other for the most part the entire series. Now that we're on Sanctuary, this is one map where things can open up a little bit more. There's a possibility in my mind for some changes, but as I look at the spawn choices, it doesn't seem to be the case.
I mean, no, it's still 12 seconds left. They can still surprise us. We can still see the attack bastion coming on out of those doors. But in all seriousness, it seems as if both of these teams are sticking with what's been working for them. And can you blame them, Shy Guy? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, and it's definitely not broken right now. So both teams rolling out with the mirror comps once again. We'll see how these engagements last. As now you can't really be as choosy with the way you fight. You can't be as tentative on these control points, at least once it unlocks. For now, they can posture around the drum. They can wait and find an opening to go in, but eventually they will have to fight.
I mean, it's the school dance too, Electric Boogaloo currently, but it looks as if this is finally wanting to initiate this, going for a little bit of that ballroom blitz.
Absolutely. Both teams just kind of rotating around, and Zeus going to be caught out. He was a little bit separate from the rest of the team, and the Fire Strike takes him down. So now the Warriors with an early advantage, but Blastoise going down very, very low. Almost gets frozen up, but staying alive for the time being. And losing that McCree early means Vexy is going to build up to that Deadeye incredibly quickly. They're able to take down Boat eventually, and now it really just seems like it's over for Citizens, but they're going to commit the Sound Bear. They're going to kill off Blastoise. They get Kakos as well, and they are still in this fight.
Oh, the bomb comes in, doesn't catch anyone out, and again, neither of these teams want to give any ground.
No, and Citizens now building up to the percentage on this point. Electric Warriors not out of it just yet, but that will signal their retreat as D-Block trying to get away with the mech. Not gonna happen, though.
The only way Electric Warriors would have been able to win that one out was if Kakos had managed to come up with us just a little bit sooner. Unfortunately, as it is, that doesn't happen. However, both of these mates will have Blizzard online, neither of these Lucius will have Beats. So again, it's gonna be eagle eyes on these divas. If you can get the eat off, it is gonna be such a huge boon to your team.
Most definitely here. Another thing to watch, Leo Cakes does or is approaching that self-destruct, so a nice pairing to go with the Earth Shatter or potentially the Blizzard here. She'll be in the mech now, has that one ready to go as this fight kicks off. The Blizzards are off unfettered, but both going to be coming out worse for wear for the time being. Kakos gets the kill onto their opposite number, but that Shatter from Korean Snack is going to set the stage for the citizens to just roll through the Electric Warriors.
Oh, and Electric Warriors, they used so much in that engagement as well. They are coming up to a couple of things that can maybe swing things a little bit more in their favor, but Vex is going to have to be so very careful about how he puts this Deadeye in, because there is an opportunity for Leo Cakes to get that defense matrix through. However, if you Deadeye when Leo Cakes sends the nuke out, the defense matrix will be away, and you might actually be able to get something other than just some zoning.
Most definitely, but you've also got to worry about, you're a very immobile target when you're in that Deadeye. Got to have the shields around to protect you from any self-destruct coming out. We'll see how things play out. The self-destruct in very early into the backline, not finding anything. The shield and the wall there to kind of keep the damage at bay, but Vexy unleashes the Deadeye afterwards and will find one kill. It's a trade of the Reinhardts for the time being, but once again, Citizens on top early in this fight. Now going to commit the Sound Barrier to try and finish this off. The walls isolates Chosen, and they cannot escape, and that self-destruct not going to find the kills that D-Block needed, and Citizens just want to finish things here and now.
Korean Snack gets the Shatter as well, so it really is just Citizens managing to keep one over on Electric Warriors. I don't think anyone is going to be able to start swinging that point into their favor, Shy Guy.
No, they just didn't have the resources to, continue in that fight. You see Kakos almost up to another Blizzard here, but doesn't quite come online, and Citizens had the advantage the entire way through in that fight, and they come out on top. They right the ship after Volskaya was a little bit shaky, and now they take a 1-0 lead here in Busan.
It's the small things that make a team wonderful to watch. And I talked a little bit about Leo Cakes and Korean Snack managing to combo their ults to make sure that they managed to pick kills off. Another combo I see coming out was Leo Cakes and Zeus. So the Diva puts the bomb in, knows that there is that potential that Vexy on the other hand will put Deadeye in known defense matrices away. Zeus Deadeyes as bomb comes out to make sure Vexy thinks twice before popping his ultimate. It's wonderful, it's beautiful, and I am absolutely taking my hat off to this team.
Absolutely, and now as we head over to Mecha Base, no changes in composition once again, but the team's just going to clash on the high ground for the time being. The Mage trading some freezing, and Blastoise once again early to fall in this fight. Citizens has been so good at focusing down the Reinhardt, and they do it once again here to get the advantage.
Oh, and that next May wall as well. Kakos separated from the herd, taken out, and Citizens will be picking up that point post haste. Unfortunately for Electric Warriors, they do just seem to be a little bit scattered, a little bit fragmented when it comes for both to put those walls in, because it seems as if someone is getting caught out 9 times out of 10.
Absolutely, and now they're going to try and make their approach. They use the wall to get through, and they isolate Korean Snacks at the same time. So an early advantage now for the Electric Warriors is going to give them an opening to try to push forward, but Citizens just spreading out for the time being, not giving them any easy targets to rush onto, to find the kills, and now the fight will just migrate to the point as Electric Warriors trying to get the flip, and indeed they will be able to do it. Citizens a little bit late on the recontest, so the percentage building up for the team in red for the time being. They're trying to keep this going with a sound barrier, and the Earth Shatter committed as well is going to set them up potentially for a couple of kills. They take down Boat, but Blastoise again out of the fight.
Oh, and Boat's Blizzard again blocked by a CC.
And without the shield there from Blastoise, Korean Snack unleashes the Earth Shatter. No kills off the back of that, but the position is there for Citizen. Zeus unleashes the Deadeye, and they will be able to clean up these kills. It's just down to how long can the Electric Warriors stall.
Okay, but Electric Warriors, like, coming into this with the team winning ultimate, their win condition, the Blizzard. So again, it's going to be up to Leo Cakes, because Mariko already put in that sound barrier in the last fight. Leo Cakes can initiate with bomb, but it's such a huge risk, because if your Diva mech is away, the Maze Blizzard will always come out to play.
Oh, and Leo Cakes does it again! She is just insane with the defense matrix so far in this series. Kakos needs to be a little bit more careful with that so far, and now the bomb comes out, the shield is down, and Boat will fall in the backline. Leo Cakes answers, though, with a kill on the Blastoise, so even trades right now are going to let Citizen stay in this fight. The rallies out is keeping everyone alive, and the Deadeye is shut down. That shatter is massive for the defense.
Oh, and Citizens are just tipping this point closer and closer to that final fight territory. Electric Warriors are all hemmed up in this corridor. The Maywall comes in. Half of the team is split, but they're still committing to this fight.
Yeah, they thought they had the kill onto Korean Sex. He was frozen up, but the wall from Boat kind of keeps the main tank alive, and now the shatter off the top rope from Blastoise is the opening that the Electric Warriors needed. They're going to be able to get 2 quick kills onto the tank line of Citizen, and now the cleanup comes through.
And again, this Blizzard is up and available, but I want to see restraint from this team. Actually, no, I want to see them pressure Leo Cakes out of the mech before they put it in. Because Citizens have apparently been starving their off-tank. Leo Cakes has been getting this eat. I think that's the 3rd Blizzard she's denied entirely this series.
Yes, it's been absolutely insane, and Kakos once again waiting to throw that one in. Will commit it this time, going to be able to get it off, but no real kills coming through just yet until Korean Snacks gets charged into the wall. They trade the Mei for the Reinhardt, so Citizens still want to fight this one out. They use the Deadeye and the Blizzard to get 2 quick kills, and now they've got the Electric Warriors on the back foot.
Kakos is going to be swapping. He was on the Doomfist, going to be onto the Mei again, but I think you'd have been better off sticking with the Doomfist. You're not going to be able to get the touch going in. D-Block will try to get the touch, but it is the Citizens this final fight. They just need to take control of this point and get it into overtime.
Yeah, Vexy up on the high ground is providing a distraction, and now Kakos coming in on the Doomfist, going to get shut down immediately as Citizens. They right the ship a little bit here on Busan. They come away with a beautiful victory as Korean Snacks Leo Cakes continues to be a menace on this diva, just gobbling ultimates left and right, and they come out on top.
Her reign of terror. I'm waiting for the day that Blizzard comes out. They're coming out with meme skins now, because we just got Periquita's goat skin. Waiting for the day that they turn Diva into Pac-Man. And every time you just have the Pac-Man icon when the ultimate eat comes through. But, I mean, we have to just take our hats off and stand in awe at someone who seems to have the ultimate eating game down pat. Like, this Diva. That's the 3rd Blizzard denied, and yes, Electric Warriors could be doing a couple of things to make it a little bit harder for her to find value. For instance, making sure that the Diva mech is actually out, and Defense Matrix, the option is entirely denied. But it's so hard to do that in the heat of the moment, and especially when Citizens, so much of their resources is apparently just dedicated to keeping their off-tank alive. Korean Snack, yes, definitely getting a lot of support from the team, but really, Leo Cakes, it's very rare that I've actually seen her running around in that baby diva form.
No, I mean, that's the thing right now is with that booster buff that she got a little while, Diva is so hard to pin down at the moment, so, getting her out of the mech, a lot easier said than done for the time being, but Leo Cakes showing why she has been kind of the dominant meta tank right now, and really putting on a show. I think Kakos is gonna have some nightmares about the way this series has gone so far, as Electric Warriors now find themselves down 2-1 on the verge of being knocked down into that lower bracket.
Yeah, it is a Citizens map win. If they take this next round, then they will be taking this series. So do remember, guys, there's just a little bit of time left for you to vote for MVP. We'll be talking to the lucky winner, or perhaps unlucky winner, if you have to think about it. Shy Guy, they're going to be coming in and interacting with us, which is sometimes the fate I wouldn't wish even on my most loathsome of enemies. But
yeah, well, I gotta say, I have really enjoyed what we've seen from both of these teams here tonight, and it seems like at least one person at home has enjoyed that as well. Wish coming through with 3 gifted subs for us here at Star Esports. We really appreciate the support here on Twitch. Anything that we could get is really, really appreciated. Even if it's just, follows, subscribing to our YouTube channel, joining us in the Discord, following us on Twitter. Everything helps a little bit for us to get our names out there, continue to help the Tier 3 community. And this is the first match that we've gotten to cast in this tournament so far, and we have kicked it off with a banger.
I mean, I wouldn't change this for the world. I was so happy when I looked at what was coming up and what the meta currently is, because, I mean, hand on my heart, Orisa Sigma was one of the worst metas that I really found, because it was just teams hold up in a corner, and it was just one person puts the shield down, the next person puts the shield down, someone tries to put an ultimate in, there's an immortality field. There's no outplay potential, or there was no outplay potential. Suddenly now, it's the mind games coming in, it's the skill levels that affect the victor. Because you have to manage to trick out that D.Va defense matrix if you want your Blizzard to find value. You have to bait out the sound barrier if you want your Shatter to find value. It's not just, oh, we'll counter everything with an immobile hunk of... What's his Slamp even made of?
It's a good question.
I know
Magic?
It breaks my hopes and dreams, but I don't actually know what it's made of.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with magic, because that's really the only explanation that I can come up with. But now we head into the rest of this series, and Electric Warriors have already shown a lot of resilience, at least with that performance that they showed on Volskaya. So I'm really excited to see once again where they kind of want to take us as Citizens. They didn't enjoy their first go round on Assault, so they're gonna ban out the last choice that Electric Warriors had. Temple of Anubis is gone, and it looks like we're just waiting for the map pick of Electric Warriors at this point, as we give the teams a little bit of a break in between maps. They've been going hard at it, so need to recoup a little bit.
Electric Warriors, they can absolutely turn this one around, because really where they're coming up short is they're not going for Citizens with the full gusto that they could be. They're coming in, trickling in with one ultimate, sometimes two ultimates, putting them in one by one and individually thinking that they'll find value. Citizens, we're seeing they're duoing ultimates, they're pairing them up. They know that in this meta, in this current climate, finding value with one ultimate, it's not something that really happens. You're not going to get the 6k Deadeye that you got to see in the first couple of seasons of Overwatch. You have to put in numbers, quantity, as well as quality. And if Electric Warriors start doing the same sort of thing, if they start comboing these ultimates, then they will start finding so much more kills, so much more value with them. But well, talking of value, thank you so much to Overwatch Vixen with the $1 donation, saying I didn't know Chips was a capster. And they're gonna apparently be voting for Daddy for MVP. And yeah, no, Daddy for Electric Warriors has definitely been showing up today as well.
Yeah, I mean, was only in on the first map for Electric Warriors, but now getting subbed back in as we are going to be headed over to Hollywood for map number 4 alongside Traders. So D-Block and Kakos, they came in for Volskaya, helped to turn things around a little bit for Electric Warriors, but Busan not going their way. So once again, the subs coming through for this team with the depth in their roster. They've got a lot of options, and they seem to think that this is their best choice going into Hollywood.
I mean, Hollywood, Shy Guy, I've wanted it all day. I've got to see the same thing all day. I'm still gonna have my fingers crossed. I'll even cross my ankles. One ankle over the other ankle currently, praying for the pharmacy, because it's still very viable. I'm not gonna hold out hope for the pirate ship or the Bastion defense, because that is very much the defense of old teams now. They know how to lock that one down. They know how to crack it open, and it tends to be with the Sombra EMP. But Pharmacy, well, it's still very much, as I'm sure any Overwatch console player will tell you at the moment, a pain.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, the hit scan players so far haven't really been tested in that way. You know, when we've got the mirror comps, no one has had to really shoot anything down out of the sky. But it's always an option here on Hollywood, especially for the attackers. In my mind, you know, a little bit harder to run that on the defense, but we'll just have to see if anyone wants to shake things up a little bit. You know, neither team has really wanted to rock the boat so far in this series, but you never know. It's now map 4. Electric Warriors have their backs against the wall. They have to win here. They want to extend the series, so you know, now might be the time for it.
I mean, they seem to sometimes come up a little bit short when it comes to that mirror matchup. So if there is any moment to take a giant boulder and huck it into the ocean, maybe create a little bit of a tsunami, then it would be now. But Hollywood is one of those where the same sort of stuff that you come into on A, you don't really sometimes see coming into B. B has a lot of high ground. We might even get to see a little bit of Winston coming out, because taking control of the high ground normally already wins you half the team fight. But no, it's gonna be the same old, that McCree, that May, and of course that Diva on the off tank, too valuable to leave behind in spawn.
Yeah, and Electric Warriors, they're back to their old tricks here, going on the long rotation. The wall has caught them off a little bit, and Trader's going to lose the mech in the meantime. You know, Boat throws it up and splits the team off. They're able to get the advantage off the back of that, and we'll see how Electric Warriors want to proceed now.
Well, the good thing is it's Traitors who goes down, and that Diva has the boosters on a 3-second cooldown, so you might be able to get back to your team without being picked off early. You can see Citizens, they don't actually want to press this advantage. They want to buy as much time as they possibly can before they jump onto Electric Warriors and see if they can punish the separation. And look at that Brig flail straight away onto Trader's face. Brig, Diva knocked away.
Yeah, but Electric Warriors just gonna collapse in onto the point, try and force this fight immediately. They take out Mercio very early. They do get shattered a little bit, and Blastoise will fall off the back of that pin from Korean Snacks, and it's gonna be Daddy in the not the best of situations, surrounded on all sides by enemies, as Electric Warriors get a little bit split there. Some of them go into the cafe, some of them back off to the choke, and it doesn't work out in their favor.
But in the chaos, they pick up 1 tick. And they've got 2 minutes ready free on the clock, so they can afford to just trickle in, get a little bit of that point percentage going in their favor, and then come into this next fight. And this next fight is really going to be where both of these teams are tested. This is when ultimates start coming up that are so impactful. That Blizzard, that beat, it's gonna be the outplay potential once again coming into question.
Absolutely, and indeed the Blizzard is out on both sides, but Vexy unleashing the Deadeye is going to deal with both. So Citizens now at the disadvantage as they try to regain control of the point. The Shatter not really landing too much there, but still the kills coming through for the Electric Warriors. They're just bullying Citizens off this point, and they will get through point A.
Blizzard is always going to be a win condition for every team. It's just so impactful. It covers so much ground. It's a CC, and if you've got any team who are even halfway decent at cleanup, you tend to just see teams immediately just get swiped away and back into spawn. Citizens, though, they are going to have a couple of ultimates to play around with for when Electric Warriors start trying to push this payload. They're not going to be going for that really aggressive defensive positioning. They're just going to go for a little bit of a regroup, which is going to allow Electric Warriors to go for a little bit of a rotation, trying to go around the back of Citizens and surprise this team.
Yeah, both teams actually just taking their respective elevators up to the high ground right now, while Traders just pushes the cart, and they're gonna clash up here. Indeed, the sound barrier from Mercio is letting Citizens push forward aggressively, and that bomb a little bit misplaced from Traders, not gonna find anything just yet. Now the Deadeye from Vexy is blocked out by the wall, but Citizens just backing around the corner and waiting to come back into this fight. They commit the bomb now. The self-destruct is in the sky. It was beautiful. The Shatter knocked down 3, but the wall blocked it out. Still though, Citizens come up with kills.
And again, it feels as if every time Korean Snack puts in a Shadow, Leo Cakes has that bomb to back him up. This tank, these tanks, these duo plays are absolutely wonderful. And Electric Warriors, they need to start doing the same sort of thing. because Trader put the bomb in when Zeus had the Deadeye, and it found nothing. The D.Va just got taken out as the baby form, and Blastoise didn't have a Shatter to try and duo it with. But again, it's the Blizzard that's really gonna be the impact, the win condition for this team, and at 86%, Daddy's getting really close to it.
Indeed, Citizens just going to engage off the back of the rally. They go in deep. They force out the sound barrier immediately. But now the Blizzard out for the side of Daddy will deal with Korean Snacks, will deal with Leo Cakes. The tank duo is gone now for Citizens, and they're on the retreat.
But KJT put in the sound barrier. He got baited into using it, and so for Citizens, they just have to regroup and come in and get that Blizzard to hit the floor. So Traitors, it's up to this D.Va to save this team in this next fight, because this is where it comes down to it. If Citizens manage to reclaim control of this payload, it is more than likely just going to stay where it is, because for the attacking side, it's so hard to get that control back onto payload once it started getting really close to the defender's side of streets.
The advantage definitely with Citizens here as they push back in. They've got the ult economy to make this one work, but they're a little bit hesitant right now to push in. They've got a lot of ground to cover if they want to get in range of the Electric Warriors. Leo Cakes is out of the mech. That's a great start for the attackers as they try to keep this one going. Boat almost going down with that Blizzard. That was a problem on Volskaya, but Traders denies the ultimate, sees Boat coming out of the icebox, then uses the self-destruct. Beautiful plays from the D.Va, this time on Electric Warriors, and they will push through point B.
Yeah, manages to get the sequence time perfectly. Eat the Blizzard, then bomb. Wonderful to see that they've really started to knuckle down on the problems that they've been having, and that they're going to just immediately address them and find so much value because of it. And now we're seeing Electric Warriors once again surge ahead, taking the high ground, denying Citizens one option of defense, because Citizens, they've shown time and time again, they want to take this high ground. They've been listening to their Star Wars, Shy Guy. They think it's going to give them all of the advantage.
Yeah, and at various times it has, but now they'll just drop immediately with the rally backing them up as they go in deep. Once again, that's going to force out the sound barrier from LJT, and still the kills go through for both sides at this point, trading kills from the McCrees, but that DMAC onto Leo Cakes is massive. It opens the door for the Blizzard to come out from Daddy, but he falls right after launching that one in. So Citizens still managing to kind of trade this one back and forth.
It's really just a slugfest at the moment. Vexy is going to find so much because of it. McCree really shines when it comes to these close engagements with that CC, with that flashbang.
Yes, but Citizens are the ones that have their Brigida still in the fight, so Electric Warriors don't want to push in too aggressively. They don't have the healing to sustain until Chosen gets back to the fight. Zeus with the Deadeye from the back is going to be able to find two and even things up in this fight right now. Both teams just trying to stick around, no one wanting to give ground as Citizens know this is maybe their last opportunity to defend.
Well, Boat has that Blizzard. Trader puts the bomb in. This is the perfect time, and there it comes out!
The Blizzard freezes up Blastoise. The bomb not finding anything, but it buys them some time, but it's not going to be enough. The kills coming through for Citizens, and they're just going to send the Electric Warriors packing.
Oh, that is why you always put the bomb in after the Mei has either blizzarded or been taken out of the fight, because every Mei sees that Tifa bomb come out, knows you can just ice block up immediately and put your blizzard in to just pick up so many of Electric Warriors. And Traders is actually going to swap to the Hammond just to get the mech back. KGT though does have the sound barrier, but if you look, Citizens, they've got two support ultimates up, and two are always better than one. Sustainability is on their side.
I'm watching the Reinhardts here, though. The Earth Shatter's on the line for both sides. That could be the game changer here. Leo Cakes, or Korean Stacks throws it down, lands a big one, and that's going to be it. Citizens, they clean up on the kills after that, and they will pull off the hold.
That's why it's so hard to get control of that payload. As soon as that payload crosses from your half into the defender's half, they will always have that respawn advantage. They will always, if they win that team fight, have that setup advantage. They can take the high ground, they can take the corners and the walls, and all of the shield nerfs has meant that suddenly teams are looking for natural cover rather than the artificial Reinhardt shield. And you see really how it plays out, how Citizens have a little bit of an advantage, just enough to win them the team fight, over Electric Warriors time and time again.
Yeah, but still not a bad push by any means here for Electric Warriors. They've still given themselves a decent shot of coming away with the win here on Hollywood, forcing a map 5. But they've got to come up with a defense of their own now. And
Well,
see,
I'm really happy to see that Traitors has started to actually look at what Boat is doing and adjusting their play based on how the enemy Mei is playing. I saw it once. I want to see it happen more, because when they put in that Diva Bomb before the Blizzard came in, well, it was completely different to when they put it in before after the Blizzard had come out. Like, it really is that impactful. It's a little bit of a knife edge, and that knife can easily teeter one side or the other based purely on whether that defense matrix is up and available.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I like the way that Electric Warriors are playing around the Mei. They are really trying to focus down Boat as much as possible when the Blizzard is available, trying to completely prevent him from using that ultimate to start with, and that's giving them opportunities. As now Citizens, they come in for their first attack. They're going to rotate through the stairwell right now, and Electric Warriors not choosing to really fight them over that high ground.
Yeah, but the Mei wall does come in, so Electric Warriors, their retreat is cut off, which is going to allow Citizens this chance for the drop down and proper engagement.
Indeed it will, but the wall is going to isolate Korean Section. A nice charge there from Blastoise is not answered on the other side, but it's just a trade of the main tanks for the time being. But Zeus picking up a quick double kill. Daddy was chasing down those freezes, but just couldn't quite finish them off, and that's going to be the opening Citizens need to push forward.
I blinked and Zeus had Deadeye. That is how quickly that McCree managed to build ult. Vexy on the other side is no slouch either, 88%. But really, again, it's the Blizzard that's going to be so impactful. And with Citizens picking up this really quick point A of Hollywood, they can absolutely just carry this payload on more and more, further and further into B and then into C. Blizzard is up. KGT does not have barriers, so again, it's up to Traders. The Eat has to come in, has to save the team.
And Boat just waiting for the opportunity to drop in from this high ground with the Blizzard. They need to try and focus down Traders to prevent that ultimate from getting gobbled up once again. The Deadeye out from Vexy will deal with Boat. He was a little bit out of position there, tried to drop back to the safety of his team, but gets caught out.
I think he was actually dropping down trying to put that ultimate in, but you don't actually see just immediately taken out for the goal for having the confidence to think that you would be allowed to do that. And now Citizens, they've wrapped around, they've swapped position.
Yeah, and they're just going to now try and take this fight pretty quickly. Vexy gets the nice kill on the Boat, who is coming off of the respawn. They don't let the Mei rejoin the team, but the Blizzard was committed, so Citizens are fighting this one out. Zeus committing that Deadeye very close range. Risky business, but the shatter there from the side of Korean Stacks is huge once again. Takes down Chosen, and they're going to be able to clean this fight up.
And Citizens, all for that, they were fighting 5 versus 6, because if you see the Lucio was just sitting on the payload. It's been moving that entire time. And so now Electric Warriors, they have one fight really to get this payload stopped before it hits that point of B. And Daddy has the Blizzard, Leo Cakes has the Diva Bomb. It's the mind games. It's not between these two Ryans. It's between that Mei and that Diva. This is going to be so key.
Daddy, I don't think has had a Blizzard eaten just yet in this series, so we'll see if Leo Cakes can find something this time around. Not gonna happen. The Blizzard gets off, and it's going to be able to freeze up Squid, secure that kill. Now Boat is completely isolated behind enemy lines. Can Blastoise finish off that kill? Indeed he will. So here at the tail end of point B, it looks like the Electric Warriors are going to be able to stabilize.
And they're gonna have ultimates to put in as well. Boat is coming up to this blizzard though, so you have to respect that. You have to know that really this is the win condition for Citizens, and you don't have the sign barrier to save yourselves through it. So you have to play around accordingly. You have to, if you're Electric Warriors, split the team to make sure that if one half of it gets caught out if the eat doesn't come through, only half of the team have that potential to go down, and the other half can just swarm onto Citizens and staunch the blood flow.
Oh, but that stagger there on the Leo kick was huge. She was trying to build up to that mech, but a nice icicle to the dome is going to end any hope she had. Just buys quite a bit of time there for the side of the Electric Warriors as they set up for this next defense.
Traders has the bomb, but it's gonna be both of these rallies coming out. So much sustainability for both the sides.
Okay, the shatter there. The Rhine gets frozen up, the shatter falls up, the Deadeye is there, and once again we're seeing Citizens just chain these ultimates together so beautifully.
That's the team play. These guys, you can really tell that they've been playing for a while. Really, because every time they put ultimates in, they put so many in, they find so much value because of it. And Traders has still got the bomb, but there are split spawns, and oh no, it's the horror story of Overwatch, Shy Guy. That's gonna be a very quick teamfight win to Citizens.
That is massive for Citizens, because not only does it buy them time for this payload to just move for free, it kind of resets their ult economy. They just used so much in that last fight, but they get 5 players worth of ult charge there in the tail end of that fight.
It definitely tips the scales just a little bit more even when it comes to ultimate economy. But Daddy is still ahead of Boat in terms of building up that Blizzard, and with the composition these guys are running, Blizzard will always be that heel turn.
Yeah, but Daddy just dropped in completely alone in the backline. Lucky to not be punished too hard there. Does have to retreat the shatter. Not quite easy, but Traders comes through with the bomb immediately. There is the combo that we were looking for from the side of the Electric Warriors, but Zeus says this fight is not over yet. Picks up 3 quick kills, looking for more now as they chase down these last few members of Electric Warriors.
Oh, and Boat's gonna have that Blizzard online as well, so the contest is gonna be even harder for them.
Oh, and the shatter shuts down the charge from Blastoise. The last second Blizzard from Daddy. It's gotta be huge, but it's not quite finding the kills just yet. They find one onto Leo Cakes, but they need so much more to turn this fight around. Citizens looking to finish this one off. The Wrecking Ball trying to buy time here for the Electric Warriors, but it's not gonna happen.
Oh, but what a wonderful game of Overwatch we were treated to. Citizens will pick up the win 3-1, but Electric Warriors, for a very new team, well, I mean, we can't sniff at that play. They came alive in Hollywood. We started to see the things that we've been wanting to see from the very beginning. The combination of ultimates, pressuring Leo Cake so that she can't just eat the ultimates without being worried about maybe losing her mech in the process. No, they really did start pulling out all of the stops, and I'm just a little bit regretful, a little bit left sitting here thinking, what could have been if the team had been playing like that from the beginning? We might have been seeing that map 5.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would have been a real treat, but as it is, we still got an absolutely amazing series to kick things off here. I am now even more excited for the rest of this tournament than I was before, which I really didn't think possible. But watching these two teams as they continue on their runs is going to be fantastic. You know, Electric Warriors, they're not out of this by any means just yet. They lose their first match, but they lose to one of the best teams that we've got here. Like this is no doubt in my mind that this was better than your average first round matchup, and Electric Warriors have nothing to be ashamed of after that one.
Yeah, and I honestly don't know when it comes to MVP, but which way the viewers they're gonna vote, because we've seen so many stellar plays from both of those teams, and if you do want to make sure that your vote counts towards MVP, and who we'll be talking to in just a second, please do remember, guys, you've got just a couple bit more time to get your opinions down, to get them heard. We'll be talking to whoever gets picked, maybe get a little bit of insight on how it is to eat ultimates as a diva, the tips, the tricks of the trade.
Maybe we'll just have to see what the pick is going to be here in a moment. But I just want to commend here Electric Warriors coming in their first game of this event and really giving Citizens a run for their money. I am very impressed by that, and I cannot wait to see what they do in the lower bracket. It would not surprise me one bit to see them go on an extended run through that losers bracket, and potentially even find themselves with a rematch against Citizens later on in the tournament.
I mean, that would be very interesting to see. The revenge story coming into fruition. Electric Warriors versus Citizens once more. But Citizens, they've been with Star Esports and tournaments for so long that they really are a sort of gauntlet of sorts for new teams coming in. And Electric Warriors, I have to say, they're probably one of the best teams that I've seen, the new teams at least, coming in and being able to actually butt heads with Citizens. They really did give this team a run for their money in quite a few engagements, not just Volskaya, but the other maps too.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times we come into these tournaments, and in the first round, we get a lot of sweeps. We get a lot of 3-0s. We get a lot of matches that aren't necessarily super close because, there is a degree of separation between teams like Citizens and teams that are on the lower end of the spectrum. But, Electric Warriors, they come through and they really, really impressed me here tonight. They've got a lot to be proud of, and I think they've got a ton of really stellar players on this roster, and it looks like we're going to get an opportunity to talk to one of them in just a moment. Daddy coming away with the MVP poll and kind of running away with the MVP poll. I think this might be the most votes I have ever seen on any of our polls. 349 votes is what I see right now. Really, everybody's stuffing the ballot boxes for Daddy.
I mean, May is such a strong not ultimate, but ultimate as well. She's an ultimate DPS at the moment, and so teams, if you want to go far in Overwatch, you have to have a May who can, excuse the pun, keep her cool. She has to be collected, she has to be calm, she has to know when to put her blizzards in at the right moments, and I think Daddy in the last bit of Hollywood really did start to identify the key moments when Blizzard was needed and when sometimes you didn't need to actually put it in. You could be a little bit more restrained.
Yes, absolutely. And now we are joined by Daddy for the post-match interview. So I'll start off with this. That was a really close series against one of the best teams that I think we have in this tournament. So what is kind of the team mentality after a close loss like that?
Our team mentality, I started off by saying, if we can win one team fight against this team, we can win the entire thing, because if it bleeds, you can kill it. And that was my mentality going in. So after we took Volskaya, I knew we had a chance, and we were just pushing through. And as a team that's only been around for about a month, and we just picked up a player about 3 days ago, and we've been practicing, working our asses off for this, I mean, it was an honor playing against them. I can't wait to see them in the finals in reality. Hope to see them again. They put up a really good fight. They took it from us, but I'm proud. I'm proud of our team, I think. And the real MVP, in my opinion, goes straight out to Blastoise for my team. He did some insane. His footwork was insane on the Rhine. His shatters, his blocks. It was a great game.
I remember that one off of the high ground on Mecha Base was a thing of beauty.
Oh, it was something else. I was watching it. I was stuck watching our Diva's perspective, and I just see the shatter from behind the Diva. I didn't even see our Ryan on the screen. I was like, holy, that's insane. I mean, he pulled some crazy stuff off. I think both teams did phenomenal. It was a great game to spectate and play. And I hope to see them again. Citizens, they're an absurdly strong team, and I'm glad our team held our own through most of it. And we did really well, and we're gonna only do better from here on out.
Well, you definitely did wonderfully, and I think there was some real differences in how we got to see you play in that round of Iconvold versus the team playing on places like Volskaya and Hollywood, definitely the last points. Do you think that there's anything that really changed between coming onto the Iconvold, the team mentality, maybe a little bit of needing to warm up, that was different to those later maps?
It was definitely so. Eichenwald, I felt like we were a little scared. We were a little hesitant. We definitely took a lot longer to engage. Even our first push on Volskaya, we were very hesitant. But then once the team saw that we could do it, we decided we should really we got together and we just did it. And that was really what we had to do. Eichenwald. It happens, you know. They had some great players. Their McCree was top tier. I don't think he got a high noon that didn't do something in reality. So when I went in as May, my goal was, you know, make sure he can't shoot us up. In reality, I mean.
Yeah.
Well, talking of May players, D.Va is suddenly back in contention and back in meta. So, do you really have anything that you watch out for when you want to put your Blizzards in? Is there a sort of team communication like, oh, the D.Va's DMAC, but Blizzard go?
So my specific, I usually play around what I can see for when I'm about to use Blizzard. I've got 3 things on my mind. 1, where the D.Va is. 2, if I have wall up. And 3, if I can freeze her. Sometimes I don't even go for the full freeze on the D.Va. I just freeze her partially away. She thinks she's about to get frozen, and then just toss it. Or you can't eat through the wall, so I'll tend to put the wall up, just chuck it at the wall. And sometimes that doesn't get as much value, but it'll get more value than an eat in male, which is... You know, against the D.Va of such a high caliber that we just played against, who was eating a lot of ults, I knew something had to be done there. But D.Va though, glad to see her back in the meta. I guess I missed her. I missed staggering the baby D.Vas, you know.
Absolutely. I want to ask you, you know, real quick before we let you go, you know, what are going to be kind of the lessons that Electric Warriors can take away from a series like this, you know, going toe to toe with a team like Citizens, you know, what does that do for your team moving forward?
It's definitely going to make us understand that we have what it takes to compete. We took a map off them, and there was a lot of people saying we wouldn't do that. There's a lot of people saying this is going to be a 20-minute game. It's going to be in and out, done. And we wanted to prove them wrong and show them that if we can show up, we can put out, and that's what we had to do. So the lesson we had to learn was, honestly, teamwork makes the dream work right there. And we got together in coaching corner and just kind of, we said that to each other. We were just like, we play together, and we can just be just as strong as anyone else.
Well, you definitely showed that you guys have more than what it takes to match heads with Citizens. And before we let you go, we like to give people the opportunity to shout anyone out. Is there anyone that you think, be it on the team, be it people that you know, who deserves a little bit of a recognition?
Molly Water, our coach, has put in so much time and so much effort for us. And that man is incredible. My entire team deserves a shout out. I think just Blastoise in particular, and Chosen the Brig, stunning. I don't know how many ults he stunned. If I can get a statistic on that, I'm going to rewatch this and just count it up.
I think it was 2.
We saw at least 2 on Volskaya.
Yeah, we saw 2 on Volskaya alone when I was watching.
Yeah, I think there might have been another on Busan as well. So yeah, we noticed the plays coming out from them, and you know, we were really impressed with everything we saw from Electric Warriors tonight. So you know, you don't come away with the win, but congrats on an excellent showing.
And I've got one more person I have to shout out. I do have to shout out my girlfriend, Wish, or Riley. She's been at my side since I joined the competitive scene, or a little over a year ago, and she's been pushing me to do my greatest. And anytime I told myself I wasn't good enough, or anyone else said I wasn't good enough, she just told me I was wrong and told me to get my ass back out there and go again.
All right, we love to hear it, and you know, thank you for joining us for the post-match interview. It was a pleasure watching you, and I can't wait to see what else you guys can bring in the rest of the tournament.
Appreciate it. I'm excited and I can't wait.
Shy Guy, young love.
Oh my god, it's beautiful. It warms my heart to see
when they
it.
say romance is dead.
Oh, I absolutely love it. This series exceeded all of my expectations. I didn't know what we were gonna see here tonight, and it just blew me away. I'm so happy with what we just saw, and now I'm so ready for the rest of this tournament.
I mean, there are some matches that you just remember casting. And I think for sure I am going to remember the legend of Leo Cakes and however many May Ultimates she managed to get eaten. And I am gonna remember the legend of Chosen, that Brig just being, such a nightmare with those CCs, with those stuns. You don't normally see it because new Brig doesn't play like old Brig. You're not always at the front line, always bashing your shield into someone's face. But apparently in this meta, when you've got a speed boost, when you've got a Reinhardt and a D.Va and 2 faithful DPS at your side, you're able to get back into that front line and give yourself some good old skull bashing once again.
Well, as you said, I don't think we're going to be forgetting this one for a long, long time. But that is going to bring us to the end of the broadcast here tonight. For everyone here at Star Esports, for Refused Behind the Scenes, Forgot Moxie, I've been Shy Guy. It was a pleasure bringing you guys this series here tonight. I hope you enjoyed what we had to offer, and we'll see you next time here at Star Esports.